Thank you for your time.
Of course.
Can I ask your name?
Marina.
Marina.
Yes.
And where are you from?
I'm from Mexico City.
Mexico City.
Yes.
Hey, my name is Taiki and I'm from Tokyo.
Nice.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Hey, when did you come to Japan?
I got here about 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
Yes.
How long are you staying?
For a month.
4 months.
Yes.
What brought you to come to Japan?
I'm here doing some volunteer work for a food bank called Second Harvest Japan.
I know Second Harvest Japan.
Oh, no way!
Yes, I learned high school. When I was a high school student, I
nice.
learned Second Harvest Japan.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, so I'm there doing some volunteer work. Yeah.
For the listener, what
Yeah.
is the Second Harvest Japan?
Second Harvest Japan is the first and largest food bank in Japan. It operates in Tokyo, but they work all over Japan. Their goal is to create a food safety network so that everyone in Japan has access to food. And they have a food bank and a pantry, so they work with food donations to give to some of Japan's most vulnerable communities.
Can I explain
Yeah.
what did you do? Yeah.
Or do you want me to talk about the volunteer work in Tokyo?
Yes.
Okay, so basically on Thursday through Friday, we set up a food pantry where we have donations set up and people can come in to pick up some food items in a shopping style sort of way. And we did that. And then we also do the food bank, so we collect donations from companies and we receive those and we have an inventory, and then we distribute those out to social organizations that come in to pick up the food. And I'm also doing some research into how food banks in Latin America work, so that maybe there are some things that Second Harvest Japan can implement that are practices that food banks in Latin America do.
Amazing. Wow. I'm surprised that. Oh wow. Thank you for Japan.
Yeah, of course, it's my pleasure.
You went to Kamakura and Mount Fuji
Yeah.
for sightseeing.
Yes.
So how about Kamakura?
Kamakura was beautiful. I went to see the Big Buddha and the main shrine, and I went to a bamboo garden. And then I also went to the beach. It was amazing. It was beautiful. It was so lovely. The weather was perfect. And it was more peaceful. I've heard that Kamakura is very similar to like what Kyoto would be like.
Oh.
So it was a really nice day.
Japanese culture or history.
Yeah, in that way.
I forgot I asked you one question.
Yeah.
Can I?
Yeah, for sure.
Why did you decide to volunteer for Japan?
Yeah. So I was part of this program where I had to do volunteer work outside of the United States. And I was reading about Japan's really elderly population. And at least in Mexico, the elderly sort of struggle with food accessibility. And so I was curious to see if that was true for Japan as well. And so through that research process, I found Second Harvest Japan. And I realized that it's an organization that does really important work. And so I reached out and thought that I could join, and they said yes. And I decided Japan because I had never been to Asia before, but I also wanted to go somewhere where I would be safe as a solo traveler. And I thought Japan would be the best of both worlds. And when I found out about Second Harvest Japan, I was like, this is perfect.
Okay. I admire you.
Oh, thank you.
You're a great person.
Thank you.
Okay, let's change question. Okay, you went Mount Fuji, right?
Yes.
How about Mount Fuji? Did you climb the mountain?
So I did not climb Mount Fuji. I went on a day where it was pretty cloudy and pretty rainy. So I had already booked the bus in advance, and I didn't want it to go to waste. So despite the fact that the weather wasn't the best, I was like, let me just go. I ended up getting off at the wrong bus station, so I had to walk back, but it was beautiful. I walked through the woods and the forest, and there were a bunch of cyclists as well, sort of riding through the rain, and it was pretty lovely and nice. And then I spent there just a couple of hours, and then I came back to Tokyo.
Yeah. Next time, if you come
Oh,
to Japan,
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope it's good weather.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Okay. What was your impression about Japan before coming?
Oh, before coming, I
Yes.
think I had the idea that it was very sort of like a peaceful, organized sort of culture, and that people were going to be very welcoming, but also, I guess, strict about the cultural norms.
Is it changed after coming to Japan?
Yeah, I think everyone is still pretty organized and very respectful. I feel like that's something that Japanese people very much value. But everyone's actually been way more welcoming than I sort of anticipated. And so even though I don't speak Japanese at all, everyone's been really, really kind and very welcoming. So that's been really, really wonderful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
My pleasure.
Yeah.
What surprised you in Japan?
Ooh, what surprised me? I think the fact that there are no trash cans. It's surprising because even though there are no trash cans, the city's still really clean. So there's a discipline of just carrying your own trash around, which I find really impressive, and also has made me consume a lot less and be more conscious about what I consume, which has been kind of refreshing and something that I'd never really thought about before.
Is there trash can around the street in your country?
Yes, very much so. Yes, very much so.
Is it clean?
No.
No.
So that's the real irony, is that we have so many trash cans, but the cities are dirty and the trash sort of overflows. And then here, there are no trash cans, but the city is so clean. So it's really interesting.
Is there something different compared with Japan and your country, except trash can?
I think, like I said before, like people here are so organized. Like even the children, when they're walking around the city, they're in a file line, very straight, sort of like very orderly fashion. When people are getting in the metro, everybody's very respectful about letting people out first before going in. And there's really not that culture in Mexico, where it sort of seems like everyone's always rushing and there's not that much of an order. It's just sort of like you sort of do your own thing.
What kind of culture do you know about Japan?
Ooh. I know a little bit about the Meiji Restoration. So,
Can I say that again?
yeah, the Meiji Restoration, like the history about the sort of like change into like a more Western period. So I know a little bit about that from my history classes. And then also I know a bit about like the Tokyo nightlife sort of culture, which has been really interesting. Yeah.
I'm surprised that you are familiar with Japanese history. Where did you know that?
So I learned it in high school. We, when we were studying World War I and II, we looked at European history, but then we also looked at Japan and China. And so we learned a little bit about sort of imperialism in Europe, but then also in Japan, and the like relationship that Japan was trying to establish with Europe, and a little bit of the time before that when Japan was trying to sort of westernize itself.
You should visit historical place.
Yeah, I really want to. I was just at the Tokyo National Museum,
Oh, that's
so
nice.
that was really great, yeah.
Did you visit the historical place in Japan?
So I've been to a couple of the shrines. There's the shrine sort of near the Tokyo Tower, which I think is smaller, not that famous. Then there's the Sensoji, I think.
Ah, Sensoji, yes, in Asakusa.
Yeah, so I've been to that one as well. I went to the Imperial Palace as well. I think those are the three main historical points.
Oh, I'm glad that you love Japan.
Yeah, no, it's been amazing.
Thank you
It's
so
been
much.
the best time.
Wow. How was the Japanese traditional temple or shrine?
It was really lovely. I noticed that there was like this water cleansing situation before you go into the temple. So I saw people sort of like washing their hands, and then I think also washing their mouth before they went in. And so I was sort of looking at that. And then there's like a culture of like giving money before you pray and then you bow. So that was really interesting. And also there's like the matching sort of sculptures before you go in about like either like protecting the shrine. So that's been really interesting, and sort of seeing how they sort of change depending on the shrine. And of course like the steps are just like so impressive. Like when you're standing below and you're looking up at the shrine, it's incredible.
I see.
Yeah.
Did you try the wash the hands or wash the mouth?
Yeah, I did. After watching somebody else do it, I sort of tried it because I didn't want to be disrespectful. So I sort of learned, and then I noticed how to do it, and then I did it, and it was quite peaceful.
It's a good experience for you.
Yeah.
Okay. What kind of souvenir do you want to bring back to your country?
Ooh, I've been buying a lot of the bookmarks that you guys have. It's like each bookmark is like thin, but they're like the...
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. It's called shiori.
Yeah. Okay. Shiori?
Yes, shiori.
So, yeah, so I've been buying those. And then, honestly, the caramel Kit Kats.
What?
The Kit Kats,
Kit
the
Kat?
chocolates.
Chocolate.
Yeah.
Like Kit Kat?
Yes, I love them. And you guys have the caramel flavor and the matcha flavor. They're so good. They don't have those outside of Japan.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Just a moment, please.
Yeah.
But this is present for you.
Oh,
Thank you for cooperating with me.
thank you so much. Oh my gosh, you're so sweet.
Yes, matcha Kit Kat and
Oh.
origami rose.
Oh, that's so beautiful. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you. Awesome.
Okay, thank you for your time.
Thank you for having me.